You guys aren't ready for this before and after. This is the strap that I have not yet treated. Look at this. Seriously? You cannot argue with the restoration like this. Welcome back to the channel. We have an exciting vintage coach restoration project today. 7-day series here on the channel where I have rehabbed a vintage coach bag every day for 7 days. All of those videos are linked below in the description, and I will make a playlist here on the channel as well. Vintage coach restorations have always been a highly requested video here on the channel, so I'm just here to give you guys what you've been asking for. The bag we are rehabbing today is from 1996. I was in 5th grade when this bag came out, and I'm 39 years old. I could still pass this thing on to my grandkids one day. It's in pretty nice condition outside of the shape, and the leather needs a little bit of love. We'll get to that and go through all of the ins and outs of this bag. First, I need your help because for the first time in this series, I'm not really sure which bag this is. Is this the Coach Legacy Trail? Or is this the Coach Legacy Small Flap? And why am I seeing both names so many times on the internet about this bag? The strap reminds me of the Stewardess. It's almost like a small version of the Stewardess. The flap doesn't come quite all the way down, but this is such a great little bag. It's a great everyday bag because it's very lightweight, but it's still large enough to fit your essentials. Even from 1996, there's places for cell phones they didn't even know we were going to have. Let's go ahead and take a tour around this bag and then give it its spot, eh? So is it a Legacy Trail? Is it a Legacy Small Flap? I'm still not certain. I do know that it's 1996 though, and look at how it sits. What was this? Just in a pile in a storage building or something? I'm not even sure. It needs some work. Obviously, the lighter the bag, the more we see all of the scratches, the variations in the leather. The black bags don't show as much scratches, in my opinion, unless it goes all the way down. It appears as like a white scratch or something. Some type of residue, maybe from a sticker there. Misshapen. The edges are quite worn on this side. We have pretty worn edges as well. The shape is just so off. This is another back pocket. Ooh, something white in there. Okay, that'll be fun to explore how to get that out. More scratches atop here. A lot of reshaping is required here. This is definitely not supposed to lay down. This should be standing straight up. This bag should be ready to carry, and instead it's like sad little dog ears on the side. Also an issue we haven't ran across yet this week, this serious of a reshaping issue. The handle, honestly, I feel like is in pretty decent condition. Just some basic cleaning and conditioning required there. Inside, this feels very dry. The suede is extremely dry. It's very smooth right there, which is interesting. So it could be soiled. And then inside, again, pretty decent condition. Let's take a look again at the creed, see what we've learned this week. Can we zoom in and see the creed? All right, we have L6C99, does that say 65? I think. So the L is the month, guys. 6 in this case would be 1996. If it said 06, it would be 06. But 6 is 1996 on this one. It's a gorgeous bag. It's going to be even better once it gets some love and attention, especially these sad, sad corners, you guys. Let's get to work. Thought it might be interesting today to walk you guys through the tools that I'll be using to rehab this purse before we get started. That way I can talk about them a little more in depth. Number one tool is my hands. Don't be afraid to get dirty. If you have a pristine manicure, I don't know, this might not be for you because I constantly have stain or I'm busting up my fingernails. Number two tool is Q-tips. These are definitely invaluable in any of my purse restoration projects, but especially vintage coach to get the brass clean. Speaking of brass, we're going to be using Brasso metal polish today. This cleans and polishes brass, copper, stainless, chrome, aluminum, pewter, and bronze. Some people say that this stinks. You might want to use it in a well-ventilated area. I personally don't smell it, but we've had those conversations here on the channel. These are leather dye markers, or I should say leather stain. Well, it does say leather dye. This is an actual dye, a stain. These markers are not just color that you're applying to the bag. It is actually dyeing the leather, so we're not putting on a polish. And look at the array of colors. We have a broad brush pen head as well as a fine tip head. All of the pens have both of those. I got mine from Hobby Lobby, and I will link these as well as everything else that I'm showing you today in the description of the video. Leather CPR. This is my #1 go-to leather conditioner. If you know of one that you like even better, shout it out in the comments and let me know. But I personally am a leather CPR fan. It's dermatologist tested. You can use it on your skin. I mean, not necessarily as a moisturizer, but it allows you to use these first tools we talked about to truly condition the bag and use your best tools to get into every little nook and cranny. I love this stuff. It is a cleaner and conditioner, but for those times that we need an extra cleaner, I use Clean Kicks. This is 100% organic, plant-based cleaner. It smells lightly like roses now. It is dye-free, so you can use it on even on light-colored bags. I use this on suede, on leather, on canvas, coated canvas, a ton of different materials. They actually designed this for luxury sneakers, shoes. That's why it's called Clean Kicks. But those same materials are used in luxury bags. So I started using it on luxury bags a time ago, and I honestly will never look back. It's so much less abrasive and more gentle than, say, a saddle soap or something. This is the Clean Kicks tool. It's a battery-powered motorized cleaner with 2 different brush head attachments. This one I like to use if a bag is like super soiled on a coated canvas or something like that. It's a very rough and abrasive head. It's more like a suede brush. This brush is so soft. I like to compare it with a medium toothbrush even. It's very, very soft, and it's suitable for leathers. So you need both of these heads, but all of this comes in the Clean Kicks kit. I will link that in the description also. And my friends over at Clean Kicks are so kind and have given us a 20% off code. You can use it anytime. If you're an existing customer, if you're a new customer, all the time, use code Rachel20 to get 20% off anything on the Clean Kicks website. And I promise you guys, if you've used this rotary tool, you know how much time it saves. And this is what's enabled me to do 7 Coach bags in 7 days here on the channel, because otherwise I probably just wouldn't have time for that. I also have 2 just generic, you could use any brand. This happens to be Kiwi, but it doesn't really matter what brand you use. If you have one that is UGG, if you have Kiwi, if you have anything, suede brush. You can see how hard these are. This is for cleaning suede. You don't have to be delicate with suede, actually quite the opposite. And this Kiwi brush has a silicone side also to help brush the nap of the suede. So these absolutely have to have in your cleaning kit. And then I just have 2 microfiber towels here. If I can grab 2 different colors, I do, because I want to use one for a cleaner and one for conditioner and not mix the 2 up. But that's just for wiping off excess materials. This one you can see I've also used for cleaning Brasso. So make it towels that you don't mind if they get stained. And that's pretty much everything we'll be using in today's video. Oh, last but not least, I use my Dyson with this attachment to clean the inside of the bags as well. Let's start by opening up the bag. We're going to inspect the suede. We see how it's pretty flat here. We try to restore some of the nap to the suede there. But I'm just going to go ahead and brush off anything on the surface, just real lightly, not cleaning this yet, just brushing the surface. This looks like a bag I could potentially actually turn upside down. I'm telling you, this is not the easiest process, but lucky for us, the strap actually comes completely off of this bag. So let's go ahead and do that. That'll make the process a little bit easier. And now, oh yeah, because look, the suede on the inside, there's something in there. All right, you're just gonna have to be really patient. I promise that it looks like I'm pushing harder than I am. All right, I'm going to start close to the edge and work my way to the bottom, just getting one corner at a time. I do think that one of the biggest progresses that we're going to make on this bag may be the interior, because it's pretty rough. I mean, we have this stain here. We have some discoloration and rubbing here. And then when I look at the zipper, look at the green there. I wonder if this zipper is even functioning right now with how dirty it is. It does seem to function well, but there's a lot of green there. We want to get rid of that before it grows and spreads to a place where this zipper is not functioning. So we can read the creed a lot better now though. There's really nothing super special about the soap that I use with just lukewarm water. You can use a Castile soap. You can use 7th Generation has a dye-free soap that is out. You can use white vinegar for this step. I have used white vinegar on bags before. You want something that is colorless. Don't go putting like Blue Dawn in here. You want something odorless if you can find it, unless you want the fragrance to just be trapped in the bag. If it's something that you love the fragrance of, go for it, I guess. I'm not really sure if that would harm the leather. I go for something dye-free, color-free. I'll link below to the 7th Generation one, but again, you could even just use plain household white vinegar for this. I'm going, I put the wrong head on there. I'm going to use the firm suede head on my Clean Kicks tool, press that down firmly, dip this into my soap and water mixture, and then I'll show you guys the way that this thing rotates and spins. It starts sudsing up immediately, and I'm barely applying any pressure. Or I can just go to town and really scrub it the way I would with a regular suede brush, but this is going to lather everything for me. It literally does the work, so I don't have to. I'm gonna go ahead and take this suede brush just to loosen up the nap again and anywhere where I might have brought like loose dirt to the surface. Brushing all directions, left, then right, then up, then down. We've already made an improvement. Just stop the video here. Look at this brand new looking suede. But can we get this spot off? That'll be a true test. Here, wipe off any of this extra soap. Again, always working panel by panel. I don't have to forget, hey, did I already wash this panel? Did I condition that? Did I brush this one? Always work panel by panel on these bags. The panels are there. It couldn't be easier for you. It's like a paint by number. The nap on this suede is so drastically different than the rest of the bag. Typically, the inside leather and the hardware all get saved for a much later stage in the rehab process after I've conditioned the bag. But since I already have this inside out and it was so much trouble getting it inside out, I do want to go ahead and clean both of these. The inside of this does look a little rough, so I am going to come in first with the actual cleaner here. Just going to remove this rough brush head and replace it with this extra soft one. I have replaced my soapy water with just some fresh water now. Let's go ahead, get this brush wet, apply some of the Clean Kicks foaming soap, and start cleaning this leather part. A very light touch. Again, I'm letting the brush pretty much do all the work. I try to judge on a case-by-case basis with Vintage Coach whether or not it's going to require a cleaning before I condition, or if the leather CPR, since it is technically a cleaner, if that would suffice. But this panel just looked too dirty. It is the interior of a bag, so it's probably seen some things. So again, going back and forth, all directions here. I'm going to go ahead and grab this cloth. Again, keeping my cloth separate. What did I just get on there? Something from the towel, I think. There we go. Look how much cleaner that is. And now literally it smells like roses, you guys. Completely rinse off this brush head. Come in with some leather CPR, and there's a reason why I'm doing this before cleaning the brass. I don't want any of the brasso to touch this leather and it be unconditioned and unprotected. So I am first going to completely cover the surface area of the leather I'm working with. And then I will go all directions here. The brush is oscillating itself, so it's going in circles the whole time. And I'm just getting all around the edges. I'll go up and down. I'll go back and forth. I will ensure that this bag is this leather is completely saturated. Since it's dermatologist tested, I can go in with my hands also and really ensure that every little nook and cranny is covered. Since leather is skin, it does have pores, it does need to breathe. We're going to come in with a clean microfiber cloth and just wipe off any of the extra so I'm not clogging the leather's pores. And then from the cleaner and the conditioner, look how clean that is. That's a preview of how good the outside of this bag is about to look. Definitely night and day difference on the inside of the bag already. Okay, but wait a minute. Tell me why just getting the interior suede wet and just wrestling with this bag the way that I did, moving it around in ways that a lot of people think, you know, the bag's too delicate for that. Tell me why it's already almost reshaped. Like, what? You saw this bag before, right? You saw the actual shape of it. It's just wild to me because we already have such a better shape. Now listen, I don't know if I did this turning it inside out or if this bag already looked like this, but we clearly have a repair that needs to be made here. I am considering the shoe goo, but I'm also considering a needle and thread. I mean, the stitching is still there. This is ripped away from it. If you haven't already commented on today's video, what are you waiting for? Don't you want to be entered to win either this vintage Gucci wallet? Fantastic, absolutely gorgeous. Or this Louis Vuitton yellow Epi leather wallet. Guys, it all starts with a comment below. Get yourself qualified to win your choice of these two wallets. Here's the rest of the rules. First of all, be sure you're subscribed to the channel. This giveaway is only open to subscribers. And turn on the notifications because every day for the next 7 days, you'll be notified that I've uploaded a new Coach Rehab. After the video is uploaded, comment on the video. At the end of 7 days, I will pick a random comment from every one of those 7 videos. The comment chosen on each video will be the qualifier for that video. Those 7 comments are going to go in the grand prize drawing, and the winner of that drawing will win their choice of that wallet. Good luck! This is a little bit dirtier than I like to see using just leather CPR as a cleaner and conditioner, because I think the term cleaner there is more of a maintenance term. I don't know what that even is. So I am actually going to come in with the Clean Kicks cleaner, and we're going to clean this bag with that first. And then that's going to enable us to see, did everything come off? I want to go over that one spot just one more time real quickly. No surprises once this dries. And now we can come in with leather CPR and treat this. I know a lot of the Coach cleaning process is the same over and over, but I do try to treat these videos as standalone videos as well. So I want to show you guys new things to have to fix in every video, but also if someone came to YouTube and they've never seen me clean a coach, are they going to get enough value and information out of this one video that it's going to enable them to clean it? So if you see a lot of repetition, that is why, because this may be the only video someone watches of me cleaning a coach. If this is the only video you've seen of me cleaning coach, please check out the rest of the playlist. Check out my authentication videos. Some of you guys might not even realize I have videos on how to authenticate Dooney Burke, Christian Louboutin, Coach, Louis Vuitton. There are other rehab projects on the channel as well. Louis Vuitton, Gucci, just different brands. I actually just ordered last night 6 new Louis Vuitton bags that are totally trashed. I only intend on keeping 2 of them, I think. So that means the other 4 are probably going to be available for sale. And that's what a lot of people have been asking me. When are we going to start being able to buy some of these rehab projects? I just don't have enough rehabbed yet, but I'm working on it. So yeah, I just scratched that with my nail. I just ordered 6 yesterday, guys. They'll be in here soon, and we'll have fun restoring those here on the channel. Look at that. How gorgeous. Is looking so good. Make sure that that dries flat there. There's a little extra leather CPR. Wipe that off. This thing is in really nice shape. The leather itself is beautiful. All right, panel by panel. Instead of cleaning this panel though, I'm going to go ahead and get the inside pocket next. It's kind of a small inside pocket since this is a small bag. So I'm just going to take a little leather CPR on my fingers and just massage it onto the leather inside this pocket. Getting into the corners and giving this bag a massage. I need a massage after leaning over these Coach bags for 7 days. You guys, send help. Just that one step alone, look at so many of the scratches that we took out and how much better that pocket looks. Let's do this panel next. Wiping off the excess, and looky there. Would you just look? You know what I say when I see something like that? I say, wow. Next panel. Now it may seem like a lot of work to keep wiping off the brush in between and so on and so forth, but if I cleaned the entire bag and then conditioned it, that is just not my preference, because I think that's a lot of time for the bag to sit stripped of its oils. I am stripping off oils every time that I clean leather, and I don't want it to set long enough. I mean, it's been a good probably 6 or maybe closer to 10 minutes since we did this part. If I was still working on all of this, by the time I get around to this, it's 15, 20 minutes later on a big bag, maybe half an hour. I don't want it to sit that long without oils on it. So I don't mind the extra work of going panel by panel and having to rinse the little sponge off the brush every single time. We have more of the same thing here. Going to clean the inner pocket. Well, not even the inner pocket. This inner panel here of leather with Clean Kicks first. It smells so good. I always see in the comments people say, where's the rotary tool link? How can I get one of those? Again, guys, everything I use is linked in the description. I would never leave you guessing how to pick one of these up. And don't forget the 20% off code. This part here that's bowed in, I want to be sure and I really saturate that leather so I can hopefully reshape it a bit better. I love to read in the comments about you guys going out and looking for vintage bags after watching these videos. Let me know what you find. I remember one time in particular, I was at the Goodwill bins in St. Louis. I'm a Missouri girl. Shout out Missouri girls in the comments. But I was in the Goodwill bins and everyone was all over this purse cart. And I waited until they were done and I searched to the bottom because you gotta look all the way to the bottom in a Goodwill bins cart. And there it was. It was like a cosmetic pouch type thing. And it was just right there in the bottom of the bins. So yeah, that was one of my favorite finds. And then I think at that same Goodwill bins, I found a red Coach Dinky once. And I need to feature that in an upcoming video because at the time I tried to do some things to it that I probably wouldn't do the same process today. I tried to overhaul it and rehab it, and I have better ideas for it now. So y'all let me know if I should bring that out. It's got patches and fringe and all kinds of stuff that I did to it. You're going to cringe at first, but the plan I have for it, I really think it could be something special. Let me know if I dare to go into customizing a bag, like beyond rehab, actually customizing it. Should I do something like that? Am I going to make too many Coach lovers mad? The second that I'm done conditioning this bag, I need to roll up and fold up a towel and stuff it because it has already started the drying process and we want it to dry in the right shape. Now see, if I just push this down, you see what's happening with the towel? Don't just shove it and then let this thing to dry. Take your time, go into the corners, make sure that every panel is shaped as you actually want it to dry. It's like sculpting, okay? We don't want the bottom to bulge out. We want everything to be nice and flush and square. I think I need one more towel in here. RIP my towels. They always end up stained because I use them for every crazy project. And then I think, okay, great, those are my project towels now. No, those and every other towel that's available. There are a few exceptions, a few towels I will not use for something like this. I can still see quite a bit. I don't know if that's scratching, if that's where the color is actually worn off. I'm going to do another coat of leather CPR here on the front of this, but this time I'm just going to use my hands. Let's see if we can get some of that color brought back to life. If we can get it to dry a little bit better than that. Okay, now we have the straps here are looking like dog ears. Definitely want those drying upright. So as soon as I can get the strap back on it, I'm going to do that so that these dry in place. But I think right now, actually, if I just tuck these in, might be of a benefit. At least they're more upright. So let's see if that doesn't cause a bulge here. If I can tuck them down far enough. Tell you what, let's do this. Ooh, this strap is so interesting because first of all, it's pretty misshapen. It's very dirty where the hardware was. It's suede on one side, it's leather on the other. I feel like there's almost no way around cleaning this first and then conditioning it. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at the shape. All right, we're gonna have to get this thing saturated and it has to be cleaned. And there's loose threads. Let's go ahead and burn off the loose threads very first. Shout out this Whiting & Davis lighter cover. Is that not the bougiest thing ever? It's vintage and a subscriber sent it to me. What a kind thing. All right, there is one. Oh, there's another loose thread. Ooh, this one's laying down. How do I get that without actually setting fire to the bag? Okay. Any others? All right, I think we're good to go. Which tool do I use? I don't think there's enough suede showing that it's going to matter if the nap gets picked up. So I think I'm going to use the soft bristle and clean one side and the other. And then I'll just squirt the leather conditioner in my hand and rub it all over the whole thing. So you guys are going to see a sped up version of what's about to probably take me 30 or 40 minutes. I don't know. Let's say 30 minutes. It's 12:48 currently. Yeah, I am filming today's video today. I got a little bit behind. It's 12:48, 12:49 now. Let's see how long this process takes. You guys aren't ready for this before and after. This is the strap that I have not yet treated. Look at this. What letter of the alphabet is that? That's like part of an R. Yeah, this is essentially what the one that I'm about to show you did look like. Untreated? Seriously? You cannot argue with the restoration like this. This strap is about to look like this one. I am a good 11 minutes in now, so it only took 11 minutes to truly given this thing all of the love and attention that it deserved. But even like further down, just the condition of the leather, the vibrancy of the color, you just can't argue with results like that. I'm going to go ahead and do the second half of the belt here off camera, and then I'll get back to you guys when these two sisters are twins. Look, now they're twins again. That is night and day difference. And then I don't think I showed you guys the suede side. It looks equally as good. Looks like a brand new strap that I just bought from Coach, right? One thing I thought was kind of interesting about this bag though is that this hardware is nickel and this is brass. Do you think it originally came out like that? Is it possible that somebody replaced the strap? What do you think about this? I mean, it definitely looked like it had been on there for the lifetime of the bag, but I just can't believe that Coach would do that. Maybe I should cross-reference and see if some of the bags online have the same nickel and brass. Speaking of the hardware, let's go ahead and open this back up. Okay, hey, that's not flopped down anymore at all. Folding that inside the towel definitely helps. I'm going to just polish up with a little bit of brass. So it doesn't look like I have a whole lot to do here. There's a little bit of green there, and this one does say solid brass on the back. So I will take my Brasso, a Q-tip, and get this thing cleaned right up. Always shake your Brasso. Guys, I am making such a mess right here, and this is always literally here in my kitchen. My family has to put up with me doing these. So what would help me to get a workspace dedicated to this, maybe I could go buy a table or something. If you share this video with someone you think would love and appreciate it, that's really going to help the channel. When you like, subscribe, and share, when you leave comments, it means the world to me. And I read every single comment, even if I can't reply to all of them. I promise you I read all of them. Just gonna put some Brasso on here, scrub-a-dub-dub just a little bit. Ooh, look at all that verdigris that is coming off there. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, so I'm gonna call it verdigris until someone in the comments corrects me. Lay this down, this is a glass cleaning cloth that I use specifically for the Brasso stage. All of the cloths are different because I don't want to wipe Brasso on the leather or anything like that. So I'd say the brass is looking good. We got the green off there, so I'm going to lay it right back inside, tucked underneath this towel so it doesn't make a weird impression on the leather. And then we'll move to the other side. Ooh, interesting. Look guys, this is not brass either. Why, Coach? Why are all the little findings and things not brass? On this side, it's a brass tone, but that side's definitely nickel. So I don't know. Maybe that makes me feel a little bit better that the strap is likely original because clearly that's not been replaced on the bag. But I have had it happen before that you shine up the brass and it starts to look a lot silver. I didn't touch that part yet though. But yeah, so this one, solid brass, not brass plated. In some newer Coach bags, I will warn you, sometimes it has a plating, sometimes they're just colored brass. Not everything Coach is solid brass, okay? So be careful when you're cleaning. Gonna do the same thing to the front and back here. Looks like it almost just needs a polishing, and then I will clean up this turn lock as well. I'll show you guys once I have those all cleaned up how absolutely gorgeous they look. This is so shiny now. Look, it's actually, can you see that? It's actually casting light. Like I thought there was a light spot on the leather, but it's that the brass is so shiny. It's casting and reflecting light onto the leather here. All right, I'm just gonna do the same thing I do with everything here on the channel and do my best. I do have a thimble because I think I'm gonna need a little bit of help getting the needle through the leather. But let's just see how we can go about this. I want this tucked inside to where you don't see any of that. So maybe go where the, oops. Oh no, am I just gonna split the leather? This might not be sharp enough. This is a stitching needle, but I feel like this isn't gonna be sharp enough. Let's try a different needle. Take two. Hopefully I don't just split the leather. Poke that through where I want. Poke it through this part of the bag. try to reattach these. I want to go through both layers here. Whoops. Don't pull all the way through. Gonna do the same thing going back the other way. Trying to get as close to the original stitches as I can. Probably taking you guys on a wild ride here. I hope I'm not making anybody dizzy. Some of these things are hard enough just to do, but then to do it and record it and try to narrate it. I'm still not sold in this front scratch situation, so I'm actually going to take my horsehair brush and a little leather CPR and see if we can buff a bit more of the scratches out here. A horsehair brush is a pretty important tool as well. I would have had it in the beginning of the video, but I didn't think that we were going to be using it. But these scratches are just really deep and aggressive, and it's right there on the front of the bag, so see if I could make that look better with this brush. And then I'm going to allow this to dry. We will take a look at the before, because you guys know I love to remind you what they look like before I got a hold of them, and then we'll take a look at the after. So this next shot should be how janky this thing looked when it was coming in today.